What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hard Drive 32, channel dedicated to 32-bit games, specifically learning how to make one every day at a time. My name is Alex Wolkin, and I will be your streamer for the moment. Yeah, so just to catch you up on what's been happening last time, been working on, I want to combine Mega Man with Chainsaw Man. Mega Man being the video game character, Chainsaw Man being the manga character, which is getting an anime hopefully here really soon, which I'm excited about. And part of what I'm doing is the original Mega Man artist worked on a game called Mega Man Legends in the PlayStation era that was one of the coolest visually, as far as like just having very sophisticated designs, and then all the characters have bright popping colors and shapes and all these kind of cool things. And I was kind of interested in seeing if I could combine the character design of something that's wildly different, like Chainsaw Man, which is super dark and gritty and very loose line work, just very messy and emotional and violent and all these kind of things, with something so clean, poppy, and happy like Mega Man. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I've been working on, and part of that's all in preparation for, like, my goal is the prototype game I want to work on is going to have a visual style very similar to Mega Man Legends. And so this is just me kind of practicing, learning the ropes, and kind of getting back into the art thing. My background is graphic design. I have did get to work as an art director at a mobile game company for 5 years, and then moved back to graphic design. But I really missed working on games. So I'm very fortunate to be in a life circumstance where I can work on games again. Hence this channel, hence why you're here. Hopefully to motivate you, get you excited to work on your own things. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get cracking and started. I'll move over to our desktop here. So to what I was talking about earlier, the one on the left here, this is actually one of the characters from Mega Man Legends. And on the right, you have Denji, the main guy from Chainsaw Man, or my version of him, a la Mega Man style. If you're kind of curious to see what the original Denji from Chainsaw Man looked like, he looked like this. Let me find them here for you. Yeah, okay. Looks so sullen there. He's actually a little bit, he's a goofy character in the actual manga. I say that just as they pull up freaking gruesome, violent cover art. So this, by the way, Chainsaw Man runs in Shonen Jump, which can be consumed by little old kids in Japan. And yep, it's a perfect kid thing right here. Dude with the chainsaw for his forehead and chainsaws for arms. So it's honestly a really cool manga. And the basic concept of, one moment here, I got an odd message. Oh, we good. The basic concept for Chainsaw Man is that he is a demon that destroys other demons, and what makes him exceptional or different is that if he destroys a demon, they disappear entirely from the world. Because in the world of Chainsaw Man, demons are things like gun control or typhoons or cancer. They're just like anything you're afraid of is a demon in this world, and the more people are afraid of those demons, the more powerful said demons are. So it is a little weird that the main dude's super powerful and his thing is just chainsaws, because really, I mean, chainsaws are scary, but how many people are legit scared of chainsaws? I think it's just a joke on the old, like, it's got a very horror vibe, the manga, and so I think it's playing off of, like, just the older horror films that had, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that kind of thing. But it's, despite how crazy and violent and how dark that might have been what I gave you as a description, it's actually a really kind of an upper manga as far as its message goes, because the general message is that you can find hope within life, you can find satisfaction in things in life, because like the main story is Denji. He is like a homeless boy, more or less, and has grown up with nothing. And due to his powers that he gains, he thankfully kind of gets a home over his head. He gets food. He gets the things he never had before. And it's about now that now that he has all these things that he's desired, what does that mean? How does he still find happiness and satisfaction? Because what he comes to find out is just the ownership of objects doesn't necessarily bring happiness. Having a great burger doesn't solve your problems. And it's about him kind of just like, you know, finding both self-confidence, self-love, all that kind of things. And yeah, it's a really positive manga if you dig into it. It can be very dark, but it always has like a bright, shiny side at the other end of it. So anyways, I love it. I freaking love it. Can't wait for the anime to come out. Back to the drawing. Yes. Denji here. Chainsaw form. Denji normal human form. And where is our Mega Boy? Our Mega Man? Uno momento. Oh, here you go. Here's a great shot. There you go. There's a perfect comparison that I made. Yeah, so there's Mega Man for Mega Man Legends on the right and Denji on the left. And so this is kind of the styles I'm mashing up. And right now what we're going to start on is we're going to try to do some shading similar to what Ishikawa has done here. And the inspiration image I had up earlier is going to be my primary one because there's a lot of similarities between the outfit. Oh no. Oh no. Photoshop broke. Between, I'll fix Photoshop. One moment. Yeah, there's this weird issue, by the way, guys, called overscroll in Photoshop. And there's no way of really... I mean, I've done the fix. It's kind of difficult, but there isn't like a real easy solution to it. Womp womp. Like I created this custom text document that changed the code in Photoshop and its preferences, but even still, occasionally that problem comes up. It is what it is. Let me grab my black glove. Which, by the way, guys, if you ever do any kind of drawing on a drawing tablet on PC, I really recommend one of these gloves. One, if you're on a tablet, it just lets your hand glide smoothly across the surface of it. And two, if you ever get a Cintiq or a display tablet monitor, which I'm going to get soon thanks to Amazon Prime Day. I can't wait to show you guys. Well, if you ever get one of those, I've had one of those at my old workplace when I was at a game studio. Those big Cintiq monitors, which you may be like, oh, I need one of those to draw. Well, downside to those, you're drawing on a monitor and monitors get hot. They get so blisteringly hot. So like before I had one of these, I was like sweating while I was drawing. Like my hand was sweating. And I was like, my hand was sticking while I was drawing. So one of these really helped that solution. And that's the downside of the display tablets is they get really freaking hot. And the one I bought that you guys will see is a Huion 19-inch. So that'll be in on Monday, though I won't be streaming next week. I'll be streaming the second week of July because I'm going on vacation to Florida, which will be wild because I bet it is madness over there. And I got my shots, so hopefully, you know, if I get anything, I'll be fine. But even still, it's gonna be crazy. All right. First things first, I do want to do one quick thing, which is I did not care for like this coloration I did was really a quick job. I just want to really quickly see what he looked like, but I'm going to do a couple things here. Going to organize my layers because there's a lot here. Taking a moment here, get all my lines all adjusted. Boom, boom, delete. Okay, baselines, new lines. There we go. All right, just like this. Get the color range out of here. Oh, by the way, you might notice a little cute baby seat. This isn't where I typically eat. It's for a child. And depending on what happens, if he's having trouble napping, you might see a little cutie here on stream. Selection. Man, I really do not like the Photoshop selection tools are just, they always leave like a little haloing in the edge. I just don't care for it. Anybody knows how to have better selecting on Photoshop, please do tell. And if you're gonna say refine edge tool, oh no worries, I know all about that one, and that's not good enough for me. All right, so I'm gonna lighten up the color of this here because we're gonna add shading to it, so I do want to be able to see the shading. There we go. Okay, boys. Let's see what we got going on here with this character. Okay. Kind of a purplish blue shadow going on here that you can really tell that the artist used purplish blue by this here. See the line work, by the way, is kind of a reddish brown. He does that with a lot of his, which I might do for this. Let's go ahead and make it a reddish brown. I'll take my lines. I'll do a color overlay. And we'll do a reddish brown, really dark one. That's kind of similar to what he's doing. Okay. Why he does that probably is it gives this kind of like nice vibration effect to the lines. It kind of makes them almost pseudo glow versus being a pure black in which they would sink into the background. And the reason that works is you have the competing colors of the fills of what the color, you know, the base color of say his t-shirt is, and then you have the lines and they kind of conflict whenever the line work actually has a color. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start with the purplish shadow and go from there. Let's just rock that. Let's see what we get. Purple blue. Very dark. Voila. Let's set it to like 50. Yeah, let's start with 50. And multiply. Yeah. Okay. Definitely do light coming from here. The shadows will be over here. Pretty typical. So it gives everything that's round a very rounded appearance. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot to get music on. While you guys are listening to music, I don't have anything going on in my ears. I always need music to get going. And I've said this every stream, but oh gosh, this soundtrack is so good. I'm gonna listen to Guilty Gear Strive soundtrack. Yeah. Which, here you go, boys and girls. For your later perusal, check that out. Okay, let's go. Go as fast as we can. Yeah, so I'm placing shadows where I think it'll help describe the shapes. So that's kind of like how I determine my shadow placement. And I might go back through here. I need to add some more detail lines to better describe the different objects on him. So this is the direct lighting pass, because this is like one light source, like almost if you imagine a flashlight was shining down on Dingy right now. That's what I'm doing right now, is the shadows that would be cast by a flashlight. And after this, I might do what's known as an ambient occlusion shadow. And an ambient occlusion shadow is simply where light, you know, as you may know, light is energy, and the more it bounces around something, the less energy it has. And so what happens when you say like have a corner of a room is the light bounces, hits one corner of the room, and then bounces back, and as it loses energy, it creates a shadow in the corner. So even in the brightest of rooms, you're going to have kind of shadows in the corner because the light is bouncing around the room and then getting trapped in that corner and losing just a hair of its energy. And that, you know, where two objects overlap like that, that is called an ambient occlusion shadow. And so even if there wasn't a flashlight shining down on it, you would have that kind of shadow cast. A very easy shadow to make as far as drawing goes, and it adds a lot to your work. I'm going messy because you know what, it don't matter. We're just gonna have some fun, right, boys and girls? Okay. And the distance the shadow is cast is how far it is from the surface. I'm gonna try something where I'm gonna use the same color here. Usually I wouldn't, but this time, boys and girls, we're going to. Boy, I just went cross-eyed for a second. Sometimes when I get working, I just like go cross-eyed. Okay. You know, I might not agree with all these shadows when I'm done, but just for now, let's do it to it. All right. Usually I wouldn't do this on the skin because it looks unnatural, but let's try it. Let's try to make this work. God, I can't get enough of this Guilty Gear Strive soundtrack. It just amps you up so much. I don't know if you guys like, for me, music is needed to work. Just absolutely needed. And there's just so many times in my life where what's motivated me to like pull off my hopes and dreams has been music. Like one time, like I used to be decently overweight. What got me going was I started watching the anime Hajime no Ippo, which is a boxing anime, and my dorky self got super motivated to work out thanks to that show. And I would just listen to the soundtrack on repeat while I jogged and pretended I was Ippo. I was a little Japanese boy learning to be a boxer. So yeah, music always super motivated me. Super motivates me to work on stuff. Which actually, I kind of have to be careful what I choose, what I listen to, because sometimes it'll affect my drawings or my art. Like I used to, at one point, I was going to become a writer, and I would always have like a certain soundtrack I'd listen to when working on a project. And if it was the wrong artwork, it would definitely hurt my final product because it wouldn't match the tone of what I was trying to write. Let's see here. Okay, let's see what happens here. All right, so we complete the basic shading. Let's that's it. I didn't over or multiply. Yeah, overlay is like so much more natural. Cool. Cool. Okay, now let's go back through, and I'm not going to do my adjustments yet because I want to do most of the overall lighting real quick. And this isn't the way a pro works. There's a lot of little steps you have to do whenever you're just beginning to learn how to draw. And things like, for example, like, you know, I had to do these like rough sketches first to get the character. Once you draw something enough, it seems like the pros don't even need any of that. And I'll get there one day, but I'm not there yet. Okay, so let's do the AO shadows. I've never done this before. We'll see how this goes. AO shadows where two objects meet, and the one that overlaps is the one that is where the shadows go. So, like, let's make this layer another overlay. Or actually, let's make it a maybe a multiply. Trying to think. I'm gonna do an overlay. I'm gonna do another overlay. Now let's do multiply. We'll set it to like 50. 25. Okay. I'm gonna do 75. So where two objects meet and push against each other. So even say like this little crease here. And this isn't something necessarily the Mega Man guy does, but I just want to add it anyways. And the closer two objects are, the less or the more light energy is lost. It's kind of the general rule of thumb. So this is different because this shouldn't have a directionality necessarily. It's simply where creases meet with one another is how I would describe it. Oops. We'll see how this turns out. This is the first ever for me, and I'm gonna try to understand the full extent of how it works, but I'm gonna do my best, bros. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, I hope everyone out there is having an excellent day, by the way. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this now, thank you for being here. If you watch this later, a double thank you for coming by. Definitely check out the channel, HardDrive32, here on YouTube, if you want to see more drawings and silliness. And also got an Instagram, same name. Which, you know, I'm just getting this little baby thing going here. I'm learning, growing, and love for you to be there for the little journey. Yeah, I just want to connect with other people and motivate you. Pursue your little dreams, make them grow together. So yeah, if you're working on any projects, especially game-related ones, drop me a line. Just DM me, comment, whatever. I'd love to reach out and talk with you. And share the love and help you out if I can. Okay. This is very different. So Marc Brunet is the Ambient Occlusion tutorial I'm trying to base this on. I'm already way off what he did, but that's fine. So like the size of the shadow for AO is also determined by quite a few things that I do not have the eye for just yet, but like someone like Marc Brunet definitely does, which I'll link his channel. It's the coolest thing. Okay. Yeah, he's a professional concept artist though, and boy, this is good stuff. If I can be like a Marc Brunet, guys, if you can get Marc Brunet to say hi in the comments, that'd be great. If any of you know anyone, actually, it doesn't even have to be the Marc Brunet, the concept artist. If you know someone named Marc Brunet, yeah, just tell them I said hi. I'm their fan, and keep up the drawings, even if they're not an artist. I'm working so quick because honestly, so much of drawing is just doing it, guys. Just do it, and then refine later. That's like so much of the work. I'm curious to do with the shading with the hair. What am I gonna do with that? I'll figure it out. All right, let's jump back to the shading here on the on the overlay layer. Let's do something cool with the hair while we're at it, because I forgot to do that for the directional shadow. Oh shoot, I forgot something here. Where is that shadow layer? There it is. Okay. Let's not. Got a few things here left to do. Let's not forget this. Before I move on back to that hair for a second. I'm already kind of digging this. The thing about it though is like the thing that gets the shadow is the one that is on top of the other. And I'm not quite doing on armor. That's okay. Okay. I love game music, man, guys. It just gets me amped up. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot that shoe entirely. What am I doing, guys? And I might revisit this. I think I'm going to go back through and do those detailed lines, because there's going to be some parts where I need to use detailed lines to draw the ambient occlusion, which I'm not doing at the moment. Okay. Did that. Let's take this moment here. I'm going to link you Marc Brunet's AO video, which is spectacular and fantastic. Marc Brunet. There's so many like really cool people on the YouTubes for art, and I would like to be one day. I'll get there, because it's all about a little bit a day at a time, and I'm gonna get there, boys and girls. Just you watch. All right, here's Marc Brunet's things. Marc Brunet AO tutorial. I only gave it a little watch just earlier, so it's just a quick test for funsies. All right, so none of the shading has been softened yet. I'm just going through and none of the coloring is kind of where it's at. I'm just doing things very quickly, get things where kind of roughly want, and then refine and polish after that. Okay, so we missed doing one thing, which was, let me find it, which was the hair. Needs a little directional lighting going on here, because you see he does really hard lights, or hard shadows for his directional lights, as demonstrated by this little beardy. Let's do the same with our boys. All right, hair here. Got it? Let's see here. There it is. Okay. I haven't done a lot of hair, so this could be the toughie. So we want to give it dimensionality, you know, like so the viewer understands the hair. So just start here Go from there. It's gonna get there. Gonna get there. Let's see here. Your boy Dingy's wild hair. Getting there. Lovely. Yeah, I'll have to look at Mega Man's hair for a second here. He does such a cool... His directionality is just so awesome on his hair. Can learn a lot from Hideki Ishikawa because he's just so sophisticated with his character design, because they're appropriately minimal. They get the entire character across without going overboard with details. Just fantastic. And that's kind of what I want to get towards. And honestly, my character is looking a little bit like early Nomura art, the guy who does Kingdom Hearts. So that's fine to me if that's how my art ends up looking. It's like Nomura's. I will take that, you guys. Question is, do I go overboard beyond this? Because like, who was it? I've seen other artists just go crazy with the shading on the hair. I'm trying to keep it simple though, but I don't know if it sells it. I don't know. Yeah, the guys have to tell me if this looks voluminous, if this hair looks so voluminous, if it's Pantene quality. I just don't know. That's okay though. I always try to keep the mentality that art, it's not one of a, it's not your artwork is never 1 in 1,000, it's 1 of 1,000, which is to say like, or 1 in 1,000,000, it's 1 of 1,000,000. Just like, don't get beholden to your artwork. It's, if you're pursuing art, it's a lifetime pursuit, and just one John. All right. Leave him there. Let's see the detailed lines again. Go back to those, which I might add. It's always good, guys, to save your swatches, your color, before you abandon them, because if you're going to frequently use a color, definitely save it to return to later. And that's as easy, by the way, as double clicking the primary color there and going add to swatches. Oh, water. Or not water, coffee. I live on it. I need it every day. Okay, let's keep rocking it. Yeah, and I can't wait, guys. I wish I was here next week because I'm going on a little vacation to Florida. But yeah, I bought a Huion. I wish I knew how to pronounce it. Display tablet. I'm so excited. It's gonna be really cool to draw on that versus my Wacom, which, you know, props to my Wacom. It's worked well for so long. All right. Base colors, shadows. Let's take a moment here and let's turn off a couple different things. Let's turn off our colors and shadows. Oops. Because you know, there's some details missing on this character that I really should have added last time, but we're going to go ahead and take the time to add them now. One like his shoes. Get his shoes done. Maybe add a couple more wrinkles in there to help define the form. What's wild to me is that, like, if you look at Ishikawa's art, do you see a wrinkle in here? Not really. He doesn't really. I mean, there's some tiny wrinkles here just to imply that, hey, that does wrap around that. But he just keeps it so simple and sophisticated. His shoes. Look at these shoes, you guys. This guy. How does this guy put his shoes on even? There's no laces. I mean, it's like it's the structure of it. You wouldn't be able to get that fat of a foot into that tiny of a hole. That's not going to work. I don't know how this old man must have been born with those shoes. Like, that's actually his. If you were to take this old man's pants off, you'd probably see that he is just one. He's just got a boot for a foot, Like his leg, it's all connected. Kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jotaro's hat hair. Which I don't know if you guys ever watched the show. Let me show you something glorious. Hat hair. Yeah. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is truly bizarre. And the main character from one of the parts, his... oh, dang. 1 second here. Let's not click on that. Yeah, here's another one. His hat is connected to his hair. Just like this old man's foot is connected to his boot. They've grown into one being. And after that tangent, back to the detail lines. Okay. Good stuff. We've got a roommate who lives with us. He works at Starbucks, and it is so wonderful to get constantly Starbucks in our household. Just can't, guys. It's so... He can never leave our home. He's our hookup for Starbucks, and I can't live without it now. All right, dingy boyo. Let's see if I can... Okay. I've already done the drawing once. I kind of understand what is on his shirt, but let's see here. What little details are we missing that need to be present? We could include the lines to show, hey, this is a button-up of sorts, and that'll help define his chest. We could... pretty much his shoes needed a lot. Yeah, looks like that. Line works there, shoes there, and then I think we're good to continue onwards. Let's go. By the way, I was going to tell you guys, you probably already watched all of the E3 2021 festivities, which was okay this year, but the best conference was by far Devolver Digital. So Devolver Digital is a company that every year they do basically a meme trolley conference that makes fun of video games as they are now. And the thing about Devolver Digital as a company is they go way hard into their junks. Devolver Digital goes way hard to their junks. They, like, for example, this year they, as a joke about NFTs, they sold their E3 press conference as a single VHS tape that you could buy. And the VHS was an NFT for $1,000, and it got bought before the conference was over. Just ridiculous. And it's got this running crazy narrative about the Devolver Digital Corporation creating the Matrix, doing a Terminator spoof. It's wild. I'll probably link it momentarily in chat, but right now I'm just kind of studying the details on the shoe before I get rocking on it. No. You guys don't mind if I sing, right? It's a music that you're not able to hear. Just think I'm singing whatever your favorite song is, and it's so beautiful. God, my 3-year-old little boy, he is such a little troublemaker. I love him. And this is where I dish on him. You know, this is the preface before I dish. But he hates Daddy singing to such an extent that if I start to sing, he goes, "Daddy, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm singing, buddy." He's like, "Please stop that." He's just 3. And it's just, he's so good at brutal shutdowns. Like, okay, I'll never sing again. Or one time, he demanded milk from me at night before bed, and I was like, "Sorry, bud, it's time for sleep. You can't have any milk." And he's like, "Oh, okay, Daddy. Give me a hug and kiss goodnight." I'm like, "Okay, bud, I'll come in there." And as I come in and give him a hug, this sweet little boy, he just clutches on me, pulls me in tight, and whispers into my ear, "Get me milk." And the most demonic voice I've heard from a child. He's a character. I have friends that always joke like, "Oh, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna grow up not Not weird at all. But I love it. I love how weird my little munchkin is. Oh, and his name is Leon. And it's specifically from the Resident Evil series, Leon Kennedy. Because I love that game. I've beaten it so many times. And I'm not ashamed to name my child after a commercial property. Just wait till I name my child after my favorite snack. Like, which would be probably Christmas tree cake. I don't know if I can name my child Christmas tree cake. I just love the weird waxy surface of a Christmas tree cake, you guys. The artificial frosting they put on there, I can't get enough of. It's disgusting. But the thing is, like, they do other forms of Christmas tree cakes. Hostess does, like zebra cakes, and none of them compare to the shape of a Christmas tree cake. You need the ridges of a fake Christmas tree. Ooh, did I mess up that shoe? You know what, boys, it's my own damn shoe. I can mess up what I want. I'm gonna fix it. Okay. I care enough. I want to fix it. I wish there was a tutorial on how to draw circles, because my fingers seem incapable to draw a circle. And I've seen videos of those, like, people that are professional freehand circle drawers. That ain't me. I could maybe freehand a square. Let this channel be a lesson on... I've got some innate talent, but I'm not some savant at drawing. I'm like gone from the anime Hunter x Hunter and the fact that I just like bang my head against the wall until I get through the wall. So let it be that even you can achieve your dreams, whatever dreams they are. You just gotta try hard, real hard, and you'll get there. Okay. That's my daily motivation for you. And if your motivation is to ram your head into a wall, man, you get through that wall. Okay, so right now I'm doing a little detail work on the shoes. Nothing too crazy. Okay, getting closer. Kind of a generic design on the front of it. Just go this. And let's make it a little easier so I can replicate on the other shoe. Cool. All right. I'm going to momentarily link in chat the Devolver Digital Conference. And don't you watch it right now. You come back later and you watch it, okay? You stay here. You stay right now and watch it. Watch me draw. And then you can open in a separate tab the Devolver Digital Conference, which was that E3 conference I told you about a moment ago. That was super funny. This is my form of a little break. By the way, thank you guys for being here. Hard Drive 32. This is going to take a moment for a shout out. And yeah, trying to stream nearly every day I can, Monday through Friday. And on weekends, eventually I'll do some gaming streams and play some like cool indie games from itch.io. But this is all about me, just kind of personal journey on learning how to be, you know, game designer, artist, all those kind of things, and eventually make a prototype game. So, yeah. Hopefully this will be the Forrest Gump of YouTube channels, and I hope it inspires you to draw Chainsaw Man. Yeah, that's a shoe. What should I do for the bottom of the shoe, guys? Nothing? Because drawing the bottom of the shoe sucks? No, I'll draw something at the bottom of these shoes here. Let's see if I had an inspo image of a dude walking. Let's see what's on the bottom of his shoe. Ooh. Ooh. Gosh, bottom of shoes. Let's just make this really simple. We'll go to bridge here. Let's go a little bigger on these lines. Okay. I think it looks okay. Okay. Let me make some beautiful, we'll do little happy ridges here. Sometimes it's quantity, not quality. That's what I'm gonna say. Sometimes it's quantity, not quality here, guys. Good Lord. It's like Charlie Brown. He's got Charlie Brown on his foot. He stepped on Charlie. Okay, okay. We abandoned this. We abandoned that. Drop that. No more of that. We're doing circles. We're doing the thing I hate. We're gonna do circles here. Gosh, I wish I had just drawn Yeezy shoes. The Kanye West shoes, the new ones. They just look like stretch like marshmallows in a taffy machine. I could do that. I could draw a Yeezy shoe. It's just weird enough that people can't identify it as a shoe. I would do all sorts of things when I was a kid and drawing to avoid drawing certain things. Like I'm sure every artist has done this, and there's always jokes online about it. But there was one time when I was a kid, I had to draw for an art class, just a human, just a person, a figure, and I was having such trouble drawing the arm. And so I took his shirt and I pinned it up, and I wrote on my drawing to the side of it, I wrote lost arm in war, and then handed it to the teacher, and they failed it. I didn't think they didn't think my joke was as funny. I thought I would get off by giving the man a story. I mean, I gave him a tragic backstory, and my teacher did not appreciate that as a solution to my drawing issues. Other stories from skirting work in school. One time in one of my creative writing classes, I just ran out of time writing my story. And my story, by the way, was already typed up, and I printed out what I had typed up. And because I was out of time, in the class before, I wrote the remainder of the story. So whenever I turned this creative story in, half of it was typed out and printed. The other half was scribbled like a madman was possessed. And my story, I totally ripped off of Jack Grind Radio with a plot of there's a city where there's some eco-terrorists. And wait, that's nothing like Jack Grind Radio. Okay, the kids went around rollerblading and spray painting stuff. That part was like Jack Grind Radio. But then I also watched an episode of Cowboy Bebop involving eco-terrorists. And so, yeah. Anyways, this town was eating the dolphins, not tuna, dolphins. And so our heroes / villains were, because my heroes were the eco-terrorists. They took the city council hostage so that way they would stop eating dolphins. And because I ran out of time, I just said that a bomb blew off and destroyed all the city, and everyone's gone. The end. And she just wrote on there, big letters, "What is this?" That was like eighth grade me. 7th grade me wrote a short story that had sexual content. But listen, I was trying to be really classy. I was like, an 8th grader, I thought I was just the brightest boy alive, and then I was a little adult. So I was like, I'm gonna put mature content in my story, and I'm gonna handle it so well the teacher's gonna compliment me. And it wasn't graphic necessarily. It was just two characters spend a night together, and I didn't go into any details or anything. But even still, for like a little 7-year-old to send in a story that had romantic relations, was probably a shock to the teacher to read. And she wrote on the story, she goes, "You handled this very maturely." So, hey, you know what? I handled, I guess, the deviant content well enough, but I don't know what that teacher secretly thought of their student handing in a paper with A little bit of love making. Okay. What are we at time-wise? 150. We're doing good, y'all. I think probably what's probably what we're gonna get done today is basic sketch or line work will be complete-ish. Then we'll also get the shading and lighting in, and I might be able to get shading and color all done today. We'll just call it good. Because what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to try to make a character sheet. And for those who don't know, like a character sheet is shows the character in a front view, side view, back view. Really, it's like a sheet to help 3D artists to or just other animators to work on those characters. Because what I want to do is I want to take our little Mega Man Denji and jump in Blender and make him to a 3D model, a la PlayStation 1 style. That's gonna be the cool goal. So probably this week, which my last stream will be on Thursday of this week. Oh, which actually I scheduled ahead on YouTube for once, my future streams for a little bit ahead. So definitely go in there, subscribe, of course, but hit the notification thing, and you guys will see me when I'm going online, which I moved to 1 o'clock on most days, just because it's easier with the kiddos. Woohoo! Yeah. So as I was saying, we'll work on the 3D modeling of it likely this week, and I'll be gone sadly for the week ahead. And whenever I come back, I'll have a sweet digital tablet to show off to y'all, and we'll do a lot of 3D modeling, which will be really cool. I'm so pumped. That's honestly, so that's the thing is, like, there's plenty of artists channels out there, but kind of like the niche I want to go for is the fact that I do have enough 3D knowledge to do 3D modeling. Well, hopefully it'll be really cool for you guys to see someone work on 3D modeling. And there's plenty of devs nowadays that are single person teams. That's not my aspiration. I actually really like working with other people. This channel's goal is to honestly make a prototype game that is polished enough that other artists, other creatives are interested in working on it. So if you know anybody that works on game stuff, and as this channel keeps going, if you like what you see and you know someone works on games, dude, reach out to them and say, hey, come check this shit out. Because I do want to work with other creatives down the line. So I really love the idea of supporting other people's personal journey and growing from there. And I do think the best creative works come from collaboration, because we can't exist in other people's shoes, and we can't understand their full insights of their life. And so whenever you work with other people on creative projects, you get their life experiences added into the mix, which I think is just the most wonderful thing. Okay, so we're gonna add this lines here. I don't dig this tie. I don't know about you guys. Not a big fan of this tie positioning here. Probably add something to this tie. Snip her out here. Which is, by the way, stuff like this is gonna be really easy with a digital tablet. That's what I'm most excited. Digital tablet's gonna help a lot with redrawing of things. Downside of digital tablets, besides the heat of drawing on one, is your hands on the tablet, the screen, so you don't get to see as much of the drawing like I do now. But for like being able to ease of use and taking it around for travel and all sorts of cool things, it's gonna mean a lot. Yeah, so thank you everyone for being here. All right, I like that tie better. Yeah, let's go back to the pleating here. So it's the thing that why I want to do this pleating is you see here, it's going to help define like how his torso is turning and bending, because his belly kind of comes in before it corrects to here. Let's turn our colors back on here. Okay. You know, we're gonna have to do some adjustments because the tie's moved. I'm honestly pretty happy with how those shoes came out with the additional details. Okay. Oh, Photoshop locked up again. Let me close out. Boom. Yeah, one thing is I hope that overscroll problem is fixed whenever I do the digital tablet. That's a word I was looking for. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm playing through Final Fantasy VII right now, the remake. It's gotten so good. I'm at the point now where I've just finished up everything with the wall market, and that game is weirdly progressive in a way that I like a lot. I was not expecting a Japanese game to have to be so progressive with the messages and characters. Because the thing is, the original game had lots of characters that were either trans or gay and all those sort of things, but they played into the negative stereotypes. So it's nice playing through FF7 Remake and seeing they kind of addressed it and made it very, very positive. Super cool. So yeah, if you are an individual of such persuasion or just want to see a creative work that's a little more, surprisingly more progressive, FF7 Remake's pretty cool in that regard. Let's see here. Yeah, and there are some problems with the game though, all the same. Like if you are coming off from the original, the only thing I'd say is like this new remake pads out a lot of stuff, and the problem is you can really tell when the developers had an interest in certain portions of the game, because like I was saying, that wall market is fantastic, train graveyard great, so much of the content is good in the game, but the early portion of it, the beginning of the game, well, it has a strong start, it really slows down for a good few hours after the intro sequence, and it just becomes like a bunch of fetch quests and tiny dungeons, and really, like, I was really scared the entire game was going to be that way, but thankfully it's not the case, and I'm excited for the next one. I think they have a lot of opportunity to do cool stuff with the narrative that they're already kind of doing now. All right, so we're doing some just adjustments to the colors here. Just want to go share, make sure these are all correct before I just my lighting. Yeah, sometimes I like, one thing that's sad, and I've got to figure it out, is I'm gonna start contacting some like bigger artists for feedback, because I loved the figure drawing portion of this character when it was just the sketch lines and stuff, and now that I have the more definite lines, I'm less satisfied with the final result. Something about just those work in progress lines with drawing, I really dig, and I want the drawing to be as good as that initial draft. And I think this would be great once it's all done being colored. I'm actually really happy with this one in comparison to the first one, and it shows like honest to goodness growth, which is, man, a big deal for any artist. That seems to make the death knell for most artists, is if they don't see growth in their work, it can be a real buzzkill for them. Okay. Going good. Get in there, boys and girls. Yeah, and I'm not trying to not focus as much on these pieces as I've been watching, or not watching, but listening to a bunch of stuff and researching things on how to improve as an artist. And kind of what the science is bearing out now is that, honestly, quantity in the beginning stages is what leads to better work. Just doing a lot of something. Because, for example, if I just practice drawing abs all day, I would be only good at drawing abs. And I need to be able to draw a lot more than just a great pair of abs. And so that's why you know, after I draw this, or finish this drawing, I'm gonna start with another full body and color it and do everything like I did here. In every stage of the process, so I can get better at it and faster. Yeah, I'm trying to draw like I'm on the job. That's how I got better as a graphic designer, is I always, even when I was in school, I would set timers for all of my work and just pretend that I was working with a professional client. Which that's how I would tell any student or younger person, if you want to improve in your art, just treat it like you're working on a job. Don't treat it as just an assignment, even if it's a really, really stupid assignment, which a lot of college work is. A lot of art college work is things which will have never any relevance to professional or commercial art. Like I had a 3D design class, and I had to make a wire mesh hand doing the peace symbol. How that has anything to do with commercial work or 3D work is beyond me. It was a little bit of an arts and crafts thing, which, let me tell you, arts and crafts classes in art school are still really useful because they do give you the skills to make graphic design or commercial work that is truly different. And that's actually something I'm great in, the digital side of things. I'm actually, my skill set is in digital art creation, is not in the practical painting things. Like, so if you asked me to do an oil painting, like, to save my life, I'd be like, well, guys, this is it. Don't go take care of my cats. I'm not going to be able to do this oil painting. Sorry, y'all. But I'm cool with that exchange. Everyone's got their talents. That's where I'd say my geeky background is what led to me being good at this side of things, the digital side. Which nowadays is honestly that's the only thing that frustrates me about the art world today, is there's so many good artists that do practical art, and the world has changed to not value it as much as it once did. And it is what it is, I guess. You know, I'm fortunate to be in the digital field and have that as my initial passion. And thankfully, there are times when the practical artists that do paintings and so forth are valued to the extent that they deserve. But, you know, it's just a little bit harder to find work when you're doing that kind of thing. Wish that was not the case. That is for certain. Yeah, what practical artists do with paper and ink or whatever medium they're using is just incredible to me. Okay. Getting closer, boys and girls. Also, I just burped. I hope that wasn't picked up by the microphone. Sorry if you just heard a burp. There's a mouth burp though. I was polite enough to hide it from you that way. Okay. This is the work part of art. It's kind of the most relaxing though, because like right now I'm not thinking of anything too critical as far as how I'm doing things. I'm simply filling things in. Yeah. And it's probably, I'm going to look up, there might be a quicker way of going about this in this method, but maybe there's not. Sometimes art just takes time. That's true. So much work though is like, people can get so frustrated when they're learning something new. Like I got frustrated doing art so often because I would stop too early. And this was just like, even just a year ago when I was drawing, I would stop before the art became good, because most illustration work sucks until the last like 20% of it. Okay, cool. Let's see, amigos, what happens when I turn on right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mask out of my coloring here. and group up all my shading. Okay. His eyes are gone. And we'll paint in all these parts that are missing real quick here. Oh, the lines are in there. Didn't mean to put the lines in there. There we go. Terrifying. That was terrifying. This is such a step up over what I did before. I'm happy. I'm stoked, y'all. Let's color this gap. So now I'm filling in the mask to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Yeah, the way Photoshop masks work, it's the black and white thing you see here on the layer. Whatever's in the black disappears, whatever's on the white stays there. That is how it works. It's kind of like it controls opacity, with white being visible and black being invisible. Okay. Cool, guys. Oopsie doodle. Oh, how does skin color not end up there? There we go. Okay. So then, yes, this is great. Got this all here. I'm feeling good. I feel like pausing here almost. No, can I continue? I'm so excited. I don't know. Gosh, guys, I don't know what to do. Should I continue? I hate to cut you off, but I'm going to. I think I'm going to call it quits here on the coloring. Just so, part of it is I've got to do some Unity bolt work. I got to continue my visual programming. Darn. Okay. Thank you guys for being here so far. Thank you for watching me do these cool coloring stuff. Glad to have you here at Hard Drive 32. And so we'll save here, and tomorrow we'll come back, soften these shadows, and probably add one more lighting pass, which is like a highlight pass, and maybe do final touch-ups, but then it's like totally done. That'll probably be the first 10 to 15 minutes, I'd say. And then from there, we'll work on a character sheet and take things from there. So let us switch over to Unity, which actually I'll be able to update you guys on what I've been doing so far on Unity, because I have been actually doing a-okay with the tutorial on it. Let's see here. Switch the screen while I'm switching over here. By the way, how's my audio? I hope you all love it. I've been trying to learn on how to boost and change my audio. There's so many crazy settings with all this, and that's one of the kind of the fun things that I can't wait to you know, if any other friends or people want help on streaming stuff, now I'm getting like a little bit of a hang of it for the setup. Oh gosh, I've learned so much. Learned so much. I will say I made all of the overlays for this Steam, and thinking back on it and seeing how everything is, if you're wanting to get started streaming, feel free to go ahead and use just free templates to get started. It'll look fantastic all the same. I'm kind of a graphic designer, so I'm like, everything's gotta be on brand. It has to be the Hard Drive 32 brand. And it was cool to make, and I'm really glad I did it, because now I know how to make more stuff like that. But if you want to do some streaming stuff, don't feel bad about just using some free templates out there. All right, boys and girls. So here's our little cute thing, platformer from last time. And we're trying to learn the visual programming language by making a platformer here. So where I've got, ooh, Z fighting. You see how he's, the character there is kind of flickering? That's called Z fighting. It means when something is on the same depth of another thing, another object, they will fight each other. So let's actually take this 2D game and move it to 3D. And check it out. You see here how it's all just like super flat like this. So what we need to do to fix that, all you have to do is one, either change the layer order, the layer sort order. So it's kind of like changing how objects look at one another and draw them on the screen, or you can just simply move them just a little bit on the Z. And now he shouldn't flicker now. Let's see. Perfect. Looks like I need to go the other direction, but yep. Yeah, I need to go this way. Ta-da! Because even a 3D game, so 3D games are actually, or sorry, all 2D games. Most 2D games are actually 3D. It's simply the fact that the camera flattens it all for you and makes it look like a South Park cartoon. So, all right, we got a character, we got it programmed to where he's walking around, changes his mind. He can hurt me because he's a jerk. He can fall on spikes and get hurt. And yeah, and also he chases me when I get near him. So that's where we were. Pop open the Unity Hub tutorial, or the Unity Bolt tutorial real quick here. Yeah, what we're going to be doing for just a little bit is making a projectile. So we can pew, shoot things off. Primarily the enemy doing it. All right. Oh, while I'm going through this and finding where I last left off, Valorant 3.0 just launched. I'm really excited. I don't know if any of you guys play Valorant. It's a really cool online shooter, especially for those that like old school shooters like Counter-Strike. Such a blast. It's like Counter-Strike mixed with Overwatch. Love it. And they just did their big 1-year update and added new characters to play as, a lot of balance things. Really excited about it. Probably will play it on stream sometime. I've already played it on stream a couple other times, but probably play the 3.0 one before too long. So in this tutorial, we'll finish our gameplay mechanics with the projectile attack. Once a player grabs a lightning bolt, they'll be able to throw bolts at enemies, instantly killing them. Cool. All right. So first thing you're gonna have me do is add a variable called has projectile. Ooh, I'm getting that contact. One moment here. Could be important. Could be silly. Probably gonna go silly. Oh, yeah, it's silly. We're cool. All right. So open level 4 scene. Oh, moving on another level. Probably a level that has the lightning in it. Yeah, scenes, just as a quick reminder, is Unity's version of levels. So you ever see something called a scene? It's just a level. We'll click play on our new level, and we'll see if our characters are doing what they should be doing. Whoa. Oh, you know why? So you see all these errors here? That's nuts. There's 999 plus. Reason why is I haven't applied the prefab probably for our little enemy here. God, I hope that's the case. So what's kind of cool is in Unity, they have things called prefabs, and those are simply objects that you can replicate easy, you can copy and paste them, and if you make a change on one, the change gets applied to all. Yeah, it looks like I hadn't applied the... Let's see if our character works now. Oh, no whammies, man. No errors. I will flip. I'll cry. Ah, there they are. They're all working. Perfect. Whee! Awesome. Okay, so that's a great sign. So we need to choose player. And then we're going to go to... we're going to add a variable under state machine. Or no, we're going to add a variable under... Ooh, it's been so long, you guys. I'm trying to remember. Oh, player. Where do I add variables again? Me forgets. Me brain dumb. Perhaps. Oh, that's right. That's right. There's like a whole variables tab. Yeah, it's down here. Cool. So new variable name as projectile. And so this is like creating almost like a dictionary term. A variable is almost a dictionary term. I'm going to guess it's a bool, which is like a yes, no. Let me see if that's what it says. Yep, it's a Boolean. And we need to add a graph. So the label on the ground enabled this variable. This will be very similar to the key pickup graph. Okay. So what they're doing now is we're setting up this little lightning bolt where it can be picked up. And we're going to select it. Oops. Whee! Woo! There we go. Projectile picked up. Add a state machine, which is just saying, hey, it's got programming to it. And a state machine is kind of like, I think it's like almost like a yes no thing. Let me see here. No, flow machine. Oops. Oopsie doodle. Fix that. There we go. And new. We'll save it. Okay, let's see here. Projectile pickups. Sorry guys, trying to remember. It's been a bit, so I'm trying to remember where I saved it. Somewhere in here, we're gonna save it. The heck? Where is it? Come on. Come on. Where did I save the other ones? Macros. I saved it under macros. Okay. That makes sense. It is a macro. So add super unit. Oh, hey, kiddo. Oh, sorry, little guys. Thanks for being here. I got a cutie who just woke up, so I'm gonna have to end the stream a little early today. Thank you guys all so much for being here. And I woke you up? I'm so sorry. I love you. I'll play with you now, though, okay? Let's see. This is... I'll put him on stream for a second. This is the cutie in question. Say hi. Leon, say hi. Hi. He just woke up from a nap. He's very tired. Well, great to have you guys here. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow. And have an awesome day. Love ya. Bye. I know.